I was watching a Zip Trip on the morning show, and Gene was highlighting a hometown hero in Northborough, and the woman that he was interviewing just stopped me in my tracks, and the way Gene reacted did as well. It was pretty powerful. 4 of this woman's 6 children were in this horrible car crash, and 2 of them are now quadriplegics. But that's not the story in my Real People, Real Stories tonight. The real story is about 2 of the most inspiring people you will ever meet.
In life, we mark events, birthdays, graduation day, weddings. For the Nixon family, their date is April 4th, 1995, a day of darkness that, believe it or not, helped them see so much light.
Even as far as the initial accident, who would think of any blessing from that? Well, they weren't dead, and their brains weren't damaged. You know, there are always blessings. Really,
I can almost guarantee you that if you or I went through what Cheryl Nixon has been through, you just couldn't say that. Not like she does, or like her son Reed does. And it happened to him.
Can you take me back to that day, and then you take me back to that day?
I was driving home in our van with my brother Rob in the front passenger seat, and there's my youngest brother and youngest sister were in the back with 4 other friends, and I put on the brakes, and I felt like the back end of the van slid out from under me, almost like we were on ice. But we found out that later that the rear brakes weren't working, and that's why I ended up losing control of the van and ended up flipping over and hitting a tree. But I don't remember all that. Woke up later in the van, and I could tell that something was wrong with me because my legs were kind of over to the side, and I wasn't feeling everything quite right.
When the doctor finally did come in to us, he did say, you know, first it was they've got collapsed lungs and bruised hearts, and they're both on have chest tubes, and they're both spinal cord injury, and oh, by the way, they're both paralyzed. And it's like, that was too much for one brain to take in all at once.
And as a mother?
I think I immediately went into shock.
Everybody else eventually was okay physically. Rob and Reed, just 16 and 17 years old, were not.
When you see the pictures of you and your brother and before the accident, you see pictures of yourself then, what goes through your mind?
It reminds me of fun times, but you know, sometimes it's, that was sure great to be able to, do things for myself, because it's not easy having people do everything for you. I still dream, but a lot of my dreams I'm still active, and sometimes I wake up and it's like, oh, that was a great dream. Too bad it's not so good.
Keep dreaming, Reed.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel badly for yourself?
There's lots to be thankful for, and I enjoy life, and I do a lot, so.
I mean, you're not just saying that.
No.
I know, and you're not just saying that, because I know that that's how you both are. This is not, you're not just saying that for the camera.
No, no. This is how we live our life, because we have so many blessings. There's so much, once you can get past the initial shock, and there is a period of being so sad or angry or whatever you go through.
Go through all the stages of.
Yeah, that's
and you did.
That's a necessary part, but at some point you have to put that aside and say it's time to get on with my life.
But not every day's great.
Yeah,
there's lots of days that are tough, and boy, I sure don't feel good. It's freezing outside. I don't want to go to a doctor.
Hey, none of us do, okay, Reed?
So not every day is, always the best, but you just want to have more good days than bad days. So.
Yeah, for sure. Reed, tell me about this beautiful lady to your left.
Oh, she's been excellent. She consciously made an effort that we weren't going to be stuck at home.
They were so young. They had their whole lives ahead of them. I couldn't not let them enjoy life. And whatever it took, we were going to figure out how to get them out west to visit their siblings and nieces and nephews. And
go to ballparks.
And go to ballparks, the best thing.
The crash left Reed and Rob both quadriplegics. It robbed them of their hands, but really of nothing else. Rob is married and just had twin girls. Reed graduated from Bentley.
You should run for office because you actually answered my questions. And they need more people like you in office. Are you ever considered that? I'm not kidding.
Nixon? I don't know.
With that last name, I don't know. What do you think, Reed?
Well, I have been asked.
Oh, see, now this is my exclusive. You know what I find interesting about you, Reed, is that I think you're willing to share it, not for you, but for other people.
Do you know, one time Reed said to me, Mom, I think I know why I was injured. And I said, why? And he said, so I could help other people. Oh. I thought, oh my goodness, I don't think I would say.
I should have brought tissues
I'll
to this
go
interview.
through this so I can help.
You should have warned me.
Just pretty remarkable.
I think you're both remarkable. They are. If that family seems familiar, by the way, besides the zip trip, it's because former vice presidential candidate Paul Ryan talked about this family during a debate. Do you remember that? Telling everybody that Mitt Romney, the presidential candidate, and his family went to visit them during Christmas time after the accident, even though he didn't know them, but they belonged to the same church. And the Romney family brought gifts and wanted to help them financially, which they did, and without anybody knowing about it until much later. Then that whole thing became a national story. And for sure, the Nixon story, for me, and maybe hopefully for you, is something that we can all take something from. Next week, my Real People, Real Stories. Join me as I bag groceries with a 93-year-old veteran, and we dance as well. Don't miss it.